Here are some important statistics that we want to share with you this morning. Just one organ donor can save up to 8 lives and improve as many as 50.
Yeah, one of those lives saves, it hits close to home. An Omaha woman who recently received a new heart is joining us today to share her story.
Welcome, Sarah Jo Dunwoody and husband Josh. Welcome,
Sarah and
you
Josh,
guys.
thanks for coming.
Thanks
Good
so
to
much
see
for
you.
coming. We're excited this morning to hear about your journey. Do you mind sharing your story with us?
You like to tell the story? You want to?
Or Josh, you can share it. Yeah, either
We
or.
always trade it, back and forth.
Who feels like talking?
Oh, we both do. We just wanted to come in today, and we brought this picture. This is Cassie, and today would have been her 18th birthday. She was involved in a fatal car accident over the summer down in Fort Worth, Texas, and she was an organ donor, and Sarah has her heart.
Yeah.
So we're here today to talk about her story and just let people know that there's so much more to organ donor than just saving lives. It can it can help the families heal so much as well.
And you met the family, and we'll get into that in a second. But Sarah, can you take us back to when you found out you needed a heart? What was going on with you at the time?
Well, I was diagnosed in 2010 with cardiomyopathy, and it was hereditary. My mom died from the same disease, and I'm the 3rd transplant in my family.
Wow.
I have an uncle that had a transplant and a cousin. And so they put a defibrillator in 2011, and I did pretty well for some time. Then in 2015, late in the year, I started to decline some. And then probably the spring, I started really declining.
Got really bad.
And they knew that it was time to move towards placement on the transplant list. And I was in the hospital and really not doing well. And so we were trying to avoid LVAD. And
Which is an artificial heart.
it's a pump.
It's a pump,
that pumps the heart for you. And weren't able to avoid that. They had to go in and put an LVAD in. And I had that done April 30th. And June 30th, I received a new heart.
So it happened really fast.
It did.
And you two actually just got married, earlier this year?
Yes, in March.
And then to go right into that, Josh, what was this experience like for you? Obviously, you're a caring and supportive husband, but how has this been for you?
The whole thing has been kind of, it's like something that you would see in a movie or read in a book, but this is our real life story, and it's kind of, it's an amazing thing going through this.
So, Sarah, you get this heart transplant. It's a success. Through this process, then you meet the family of the donor. How did that take place? How were you connected with them?
Well, Emily, that's Cassie's mom.
And this is Cassie that we're seeing right here, right?
Yes, that's Cassie. She wrote a letter to me, contacting me, and if she hadn't contacted us, we have to wait a year to contact them.
Okay.
But very quickly, we got a letter from her, and so we reached out to her, and the timing just seemed to be perfect because we were able to plan a trip to Texas to be there when her high school dedicated a halftime performance during football to her.
And this is the picture from that trip.
Yes.
That's her family.
That's her
there.
family.
Wow, big family.
An amazing family.
What was
Just
that
the best people.
experience like, meeting the family?
You know, we didn't know what to expect,
Right.
but it was just kind of like being with family you hadn't seen in a really long time.
Just felt connected instantly.
It was awesome.
And you said that this was back in November when you met them, but you still
Yes.
keep in contact. In fact, you just spoke with them recently, right?
Yes.
Last night?
A lot of messaging and things like that. And they're watching from Texas right now off of the
Are they?
website. Yes, they are.
Well,
Very cool.
today's a very important day for them, from what I understand. Do you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Today is Cassie's 18th birthday, and she had always wanted to go to the casino on her 18th birthday, so they're going to be going to the casinos down there. We're going to go to the casino with her heart today,
Right.
and We're going to do a balloon release this afternoon at the same time that her family will be doing that down in Texas.
That is so neat in her honor.
And it's
an amazing girl.
Yeah, well, you're sharing some of the stories about her and what she did, and obviously tragically killed in a car accident. But part of her lives on through you.
Absolutely.
And it wouldn't be possible without organ donation. And I know we want to take some time to emphasize how important organ donation is and what it means to your family and what people can do to be an organ donor.
It was Cassie's grandmother on her mom's side that had talked to her about being an organ donor. And when Cassie turned 16, she made that decision herself to check that box.
Yeah.
And I think it's just such an important thing that, you know, people understand that that was her way of saying, if something happens to me, my story doesn't end here. It will go on. And there were 4 recipients of her organs after she died and saved 4 lives. And her story does go on, and it will go on. And we want to make sure that people don't forget who she was and what she did and all these amazing things that she did to help all these people.
Right.
Well, here's the website for the Nebraska Organ Recovery. What can people do? What do you recommend they do if they want to be an organ donor?
Well, you know, it's so easy and it takes no time at all. Either you can check the box when you get your driver's license, or you can go online and in a matter of, you know, minutes, you can be registered. And there's so few donors, people that sign up to be a donor, and out of those donors, there's, you know, so few that actually die in a way to where the organs can be used. So there's so many people on waiting lists and so few donors.
It is so important, and it really is easy. I think people think it's more difficult to become a donor, but it really is simple, and you're benefiting, you know, like they say, up to 50 people's lives.
And anydonation.org is a website that you can go to. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story.
Yes, thank you so
Happy
much.
birthday to
Happy
Cassie, and for
birthday,
her family
Cassie.
out there watching. I know it's an important day, and you're going to celebrate that as well.
It is.
Thanks for
Thanks,
coming
guys.
in. And glad to
Happy
hear
New Year.
you're doing well, too.
Yes,
Yes,
I love your
yes.
shirt, by the way.
Thank
That was
you.
very,
My
very good.
heart belongs in Texas.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
Guests on the
you.
morning.